혹시 오늘 두 분 커플이네요? 마스크? 내 거예요.
Have you ever noticed how sometimes it's not the big moments that send fans into a frenzy, but the smallest details? Just after leaving the airport, Taehyung surprised everyone by posting a series of photos featuring himself and Jungkook together. At first glance, the picture seemed simple, two friends sharing a casual moment during their travels. But within minutes, fans began zooming in, comparing frames, and pointing out one specific detail that quickly became the center of attention. What made this post even more unexpected was the timing. After all the airport sightings and endless speculation, no one anticipated Taehyung would personally share these moments on his own account. And once fans noticed their matching outfits and the comfortable way they appeared together, social media exploded with reactions. But was it really just a casual travel update? Or was there something more that fans couldn't stop talking about? The photos are now spreading everywhere, and the detail everyone keeps discussing might be something you completely missed on your first look. Stay until the end, because the story behind these images is far more emotional and far more surprising than anyone expected. The reaction was almost immediate. As the photos continued circulating across fan communities, what started as a simple travel update quickly transformed into one of the most discussed moments of the day. Thousands of fans revisited the images repeatedly, searching for clues, hidden details, and subtle interactions that may have gone unnoticed at first glance. What made the situation particularly fascinating was how natural everything looked. There was no stage, no concert lights, no official event, and no cameras organized by a company or promotional team. Instead, the images captured something far more personal. Inside the train, surrounded by ordinary scenery passing beyond the windows, the atmosphere felt unusually relaxed. Both appeared comfortable, completely removed from the intense spotlight that normally follows their every move. It was the kind of setting fans rarely get to witness, making the photos feel unexpectedly intimate and authentic. The first image immediately became the focus of discussion. Fans noticed how relaxed their body language appeared. The comfortable distance, or lack of it, became a topic of endless conversation. Many pointed out that moments like these often reveal more than carefully planned public appearances, because people tend to act naturally when they are simply enjoying a quiet moment together. Then attention shifted to the second image. Fans often receive photos from media outlets, reporters, and spectators. But when an artist chooses to upload something directly from their personal account, the feeling is different. It creates the impression that the moment mattered enough to preserve and share. And that realization made the images feel even more significant. As engagement numbers climbed higher, new theories emerged. Some believed the photos represented nothing more than a simple travel memory. Others argued that the real story wasn't about the outfits at all. Instead, they focused on the expressions, the relaxed atmosphere, and the undeniable comfort visible throughout the images. Many longtime fans noted that genuine connections are often reflected in small gestures rather than dramatic actions. The way people naturally interact when they think nobody is analyzing every movement can sometimes reveal far more than words ever could. That observation led countless viewers back to the photos again and again. And again, every return seemed to reveal another tiny detail. The positioning, the timing, the mood, and the energy captured within a few seemingly ordinary seconds. What surprised many observers was how quickly the emotional tone of the discussion evolved. Initially, fans were excited, then curious, then unexpectedly nostalgic. For some, the images reminded them of earlier eras filled with candid moments and spontaneous memories. The photographs triggered memories of countless shared experiences that fans had followed throughout the years, creating a wave of emotion that extended far beyond the photos themselves. The post became more than a collection of pictures. It became a reminder of friendship, a reminder of growth, and a reminder of how quickly time passes. And perhaps that emotional layer explains why the images resonated so strongly, because beneath all the theories and speculation, many people were simply reacting to something genuine. A quiet moment, a shared experience, a memory captured in real time. Yet, even as the excitement continued growing, one question remained unanswered. Out of all the moments that could have been shared that day, why these photos? Why this specific train ride? Why this particular collection of images? And perhaps most intriguingly of all, was the detail everyone noticed actually the most important part of the story? Or was there something else hidden in plain sight that fans still haven't fully discovered? As more people continue examining the photos frame by frame, the conversation shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, the deeper fans look, the more questions seem to emerge. Questions that may completely change how this now viral moment is remembered. The longer the post remained online, the more unusual the reaction became. Normally, travel photos enjoy a brief burst of attention before disappearing beneath newer updates. This time was different. Hours after the upload, engagement continued rising. New discussions appeared every minute. Fan edits multiplied. Reaction videos started gaining traction. Even people who had initially ignored the photos found themselves returning after seeing the overwhelming response spreading across social media. Something about the images refused to fade away. And then another observation began gaining attention. It wasn't just that Taehyung had posted photos with Jungkook. It was the atmosphere surrounding the entire moment. The setting felt strangely symbolic. The train moving forward, the timing, and the significance of sharing a peaceful moment during a period when every public appearance attracts enormous scrutiny. And then another detail caught attention: the sequence of the photos. Fans noticed how each image seemed to reveal a slightly different mood. The first conveyed warmth, the second felt playful, and the third appeared relaxed and carefree. Viewed together, the images told a story. Not a dramatic story. Yet some of the most memorable moments often emerge unexpectedly. Not during concerts, not during award shows, not during official broadcasts, but during ordinary situations that suddenly become extraordinary because of who is involved. This felt like one of those moments. The more people looked at the photos, the more they seemed to represent something larger than the train ride itself. The images captured a rare sense of normalcy, and perhaps that is what made the post so powerful, because despite the millions of eyes watching, the photographs somehow felt personal, almost private, as if fans had been invited into a memory rather than a public event. Meanwhile, online discussions continued evolving. Some focused on the matching outfits, others focused on body language. Others became fascinated by the fact that Taehyung himself chose to share the moment rather than leaving it as another fan-captured sighting. That distinction remained impossible to ignore. The photos weren't discovered. They were shared intentionally. And that fact kept fueling curiosity. What was he thinking when he selected those images? Why those specific frames? Why post them so soon after leaving the airport? Questions continued piling up. Answers remained elusive. Yet, perhaps the most interesting development came from longtime observers. Many noted that the strongest moments are often the ones that require no explanation. Moments that don't rely on captions, moments that don't need elaborate context, moments that speak entirely through emotion. And this post seemed to fit that description perfectly. Without saying much, it managed to spark millions of conversations. Without revealing anything directly, it encouraged endless interpretation. Without making headlines intentionally, it became one of the most talked about updates among fans. By the end of the day, the train ride itself had become almost secondary. The photos had transformed into something else. A snapshot of connection, a snapshot of comfort, a snapshot that people couldn't stop revisiting. Yet, as the excitement reached its peak, one final mystery continued lingering in the minds of many fans. If these images were only a small glimpse of their journey, what happened before the photos were taken? And perhaps even more intriguing, what happened after the camera stopped recording? Because if this unexpected upload revealed one thing, it was that the most memorable moments are often the ones nobody sees coming. And fans are now wondering whether this viral train ride was only the beginning of a much bigger story still waiting to unfold.